Yugoslavia had that incredible ethnic conflict in the 1990s, where 7 separate ethnicities wanted to break away and create their own countries after the communist government fell apart. And they committed ethnic cleansing, and in some instances genocide against one another to try to be the dominant ethnicity in that area. So we use the term Balkanization to describe any country that's being torn apart by different ethnic groups who would like their own independence, they would like their own self-determination, they'd like to decide matters for themselves.
So it's more ethnic than in politics?
It is. It's usually supposed to be ethnic, but unfortunately a lot of times ethnic reasons, alrighty, or ethnic differences can lead to even laws or political biases as well. All right, but generally Balkanization is supposed to be ethnic.
Like in South Africa?
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. All right, very good. What's a shatter belt? And how does it relate to nationalism and Balkanization? Look, a shatter belt is just an area of the world that's most likely to experience Balkanization. It's one of the places that's most likely to experience ethnic conflict. It's almost like if you're gaining some weight, right? What's probably going to be the first thing that's going to burst on your clothing? Your belt, right? That's going to be your trouble area in your midsection, right? It's going to shatter first because that's the area with the most instability, the most conflict. So, how does a shatter belt relate to nationalism and Balkanization? Well, Balkanization obviously usually leads to shatter belts, right? Because it leads to ethnic conflict. Whereas nationalism, usually, loyalty, unity in a nation, prevents shatter belts from forming or keeps them quiet. All right? Folks, I'm going to skip 9 because, again, I think I told you folks that I would not ask you specifics about those incidents until next week, and so I'm going to go right to number 10. Make sure you know the difference between ethnic cleansing and genocide. Again, ethnic cleansing is the removal of one ethnicity by another. All right? That could be, forcing them to leave, to move, forcing them to become refugees, chasing them away, scaring them with terrorism or other means. And of course, the most extreme version of ethnic cleansing is genocide. That's the extermination of an ethnicity or the attempted extermination of an ethnicity, a systematic, organized attempt to destroy them, to physically remove them from Earth. All right? Questions? No, ethnic cleansing is when they try to force them off. Genocide is when they try to kill them off, alrighty? So genocide is an extreme version of ethnic cleansing, alrighty? But ethnic cleansing doesn't have to be genocide, alright? Because you could just force people to leave, force them to move away. You're an ethnic cleanser, but you haven't technically committed genocide, alrighty? Does that make sense? Yeah. Alright, very good, folks. Questions?
So in ethnic cleansing, would the Holocaust also be considered some ethnic cleansing?
Oh, it is.
Genocide?
It is, absolutely. Again, genocide is just the most extreme version of ethnic cleansing. In the Holocaust, if you remember, they tried to remove Jews from areas, and then ultimately, when they kind of realized, hey, we're not going to be able to get rid of them quickly enough, they then began to exterminate. All right, so you're absolutely right. The Holocaust is by far our most famous example of genocide. And I'm going to take one thing back there, because I'm going to use the Holocaust tomorrow on the test to ask you to differentiate between genocide and ethnic cleansing. All right? Yeah.
I heard that Joseph Stalin killed more people than...
He did. 20 million people Joseph Stalin purged in his own country. The Germans were responsible for about the death of about 10 to 11 million. Then again,
was
just...
that ethnic cleansing or was that genocide?